Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are highly welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for clicking, and you are very welcome. I really appreciate all the love. As always, I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from all of you. It has been very humbling, it has been very fantastic, and I do not take it for granted. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. On today's edition of Ajala Upfront, I wanted to talk about something about how women change during marriage. After marriage, they tend to say that we women, that a lady can pretend until the man loves her and marries her, then she shows him her real character. And that's really what I wanted to talk about in my video right now. I think change is the only thing that is constant in life. And if you marry somebody 5 years after you've married the person, or 10 years, you find that you're still married to the same person, you not go fear. You should be afraid of that person, because there are experiences that you should learn. The stuff that we should learn and unlearn things. Different things will come into her life that will make her, or even him, a different person from who he was before you married him. And I'd like to use myself. Actually, I decided to do this video to tell you guys about how marriage and motherhood has changed me. When I look back, I've been in marriage for the past 8 years now. And one thing I realized when I look back on my life is that before I got married, I was a very selfish person. That's the first thing that I look back and I think about me. I was a very selfish person. I lived mostly for myself. I could wake up in the morning, do what I want to do. I wasn't accountable to anybody. Do you understand? But in marriage, I can't go from here to here without Ross wanting to know where I went to. You understand that kind of thing? And it's the same me too. When he goes anywhere, I want to know. It feels good, but it can also be very encumbering. And then in my case, 1 year later, baby arrived. I remember the first time I was looking at my daughter when she was a newborn. We were still in the hospital. I was like, so Yazuni mana da yaro. Me, so I now have a child. I'm the one in charge of this person. I was practically a child. I married at the age of 29 though. But I look back and I think I was a child then. I didn't consider myself to be a child then, and I think I was even smarter and more responsible than most. But that's what marriage does to you. It's an entirely different ball game in there. And I found that I just had to change. Well, they said something about it is those who can adapt and change that can survive. So I had to change. I realized that now I have a higher cost to live for. I don't live for myself now as much as I live for children who came rapidly and a husband. Do you understand? There are several opportunities that I would have taken that I did not take for the sake of the children. If my husband sees this video now, he will say it's a lie. But that's the truth. Some of them I do not even tell him. But that is it. When you are raising children take away up to at least 50% of your productive time if you're looking after children alone. It takes somebody who is grown and who can make sacrifices to look after children. It's almost time for me to go and pick them up now. If you notice, I've been filming in the office. Look at this background. It's not my usual background. It's because once I am at home, I cannot film if my children are around. I cannot do anything if they are around. My life is centered around them, and I am accountable to them too. My kids follow me everywhere I am going. Everywhere. Once we're together and we're at home, I want to go to the toilet, my kids will follow me to the toilet. I want to go here, I want to go there, they will follow me there. I have to make sure they are all right. I have to make sure they have had their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner. I have to make sure they are clean. I have to make sure that before daddy comes back, food is ready and all those things. It takes away a lot of my time. This was the time that before I got married, I could just on a whim decide that I want to go to this place. I want to go there. I want to do this. I want to do that. And frankly speaking, I look back at those days with nostalgia. I'm saying this for purposes of people who are unmarried and are single, and you just can't wait to get married because you think those of us who are married, we're having one type of fun. Yes, we're having fun. Marriage is a very, very interesting but very tasking endeavor. I remember then one woman was baking cake, all those women who bake cakes and they talk during weddings, and she said a marriage is like fondant. When you mix it, and it's very, very difficult to mix when you mix it with your hand. And she's right. It takes a lot of work to to make a successful marriage, and they don't really say much of these things to people when they are getting married. Before they get married, these are stuff that you just go in and you find out. It is very, very demanding. You have to settle husband, you have to settle kids, you have to have a life, you have to have a life outside of your family, you have to handle in-laws and your own relatives and your friends and all that. So it's a very, very tasking institution, and I found that now I can divide myself in so many places at the same time. I'm at work right now, I'm running a YouTube channel, I'm a mother. I always have a million and one things that are on my to-do list, and that's what marriage does. Before I got married, it was just me, myself, and I and my friends. If I was dating anybody, once in a while I would catch fun with the person. So I'm saying this to anybody who is unmarried. I would tell anybody who is unmarried that you should enjoy your spinsterhood, because frankly speaking, that is a time that you will look back to with nostalgia. Even if you marry at the age of 50, make sure that before you enter that institution called marriage, you are well grounded. It's not a factor of age anyway, and that is a topic for another video. But it's not a factor of age. Don't allow anybody to tell you, you are 30 years old now, so if you don't get married, you're going to become an old maid and all what. No problem, old maid, kill them there. Do you understand? So please catch as much fun as you can. I was telling somebody that that she should enjoy her spinsterhood, and she said, I'm saying that right in the comfort of my husband's parlor. Let's see this one. But you will not know what exactly is happening inside the marriage, the kind of sacrifices that I found myself making. I didn't know that a time would come in my life when I would love another person more than I loved myself, to the point where there's nothing I'm unwilling to do in order to protect that family unit of mine. And it's a very, very wonderful feeling. No, I'll wake up, I'll see them, I'll be like, you guys should go and go to school, go to school. Once they have gone to school and I've been on my own for a little while, I'll start missing them. Even when my husband travels, sometimes I'll be like, hey, do and come back. What are you doing there? Come back. That's what marriage and motherhood does to you. I think little by little, it began to chip off all those selfish bones that I had. And I've gotten to a point where now I realize that I do not exist alone. I cannot even exist alone now. I must be part of that unit that my husband and I have created. That's where I get my security from. That's where I even get validation from. Yeah, there are times when I'm like, yeah, of course, I've done this. So I'm very, very happy with my achievement of reproducing. I now have descendants. Do you understand? And I am working for them. Another reason why I got married was because I wanted to have sex. And my earring came up. I wanted to have sex. Where's this earring? I wanted to have sex, and I didn't want to feel guilty about it. Do you know that kind of thing? You know, before you get married, you know that you're committing fornication, and Jesus is very unhappy. You are making the devil happy. But now that you are married, you can have as much sex as you want. But as time goes on, you realize that being married to somebody is much more than just about having a sexual partner. It's having a gisting partner. It's having a companion. Do you understand? So it is always important that at the beginning, marry somebody whom you can befriend. So even if there's no sex, there's friendship where you will have a lot of time. You can gist with the person and that kind of thing. But before then, I was all by myself. I think my best friends were books. Before I got married, I had these big cartons full of books that I had read. And I could be in a room for a week, up to a week. Once there's food, there's every other thing I need, there's electricity. People will not even see me for up to 1 week. But now, if I don't see my husband for 1 week, I will not be happy. For what rubbish nonsense? Where did he go to like that? That is what marriage has done to me. It has made me a more responsible person. It has made me a selfless person. It has made me to be somebody that puts the needs of others in front of mine, and put the need of not even just my own family units, including even outside. I find myself being more forward thinking. Now I can sit down and I'm telling you that I have plans for the next 20 years for my family unit. But before I got married, I really lived for the moment, and it was a good time. But I think for me, better days are here. I really appreciate all the love. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for watching with me to the end. If you have gotten to this point and you have not subscribed, please do. Please subscribe to this channel and drop a comment for me. Let me know what you think. Has marriage changed you for the better? I know that there are some people that marriage brought out the worst in them. Marriage brought out the monster in them, and I don't know what to say to those people. Sorry that you had to go through that, but I think for me, even when those bad times came, I made a conscious effort to stay good, and walk through it. It's very helpful when you have a partner that is willing to put in as much work as you are putting in order to make it work. Thank you again. Subscribe to this channel and like this Facebook page if you haven't. I'll see you all in my next video, and make sure you drop a comment for me, because it will make me happy and it will help the channel to grow. And I'm sure if my channel grows, all of us will be very, very happy. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye, everybody.